we are talking about writing about music, right? Which is one of the things we've been focusing on this semester. Writing about music, how you use vocabulary to communicate your thoughts about music, how you make a point or be clear in what you're trying to communicate. And so we're going to take that a little step further this week and have some help from peers and write kind of a final draft of the thoughts that you put down last week and focusing in on some of those writing skills. And then in a week or two, Mr. Lindenberg's going to be coming in and doing a lesson with you all, just a short lesson on how you can back up your thoughts with evidence from the music. So, being able to say the why and the how kind of behind what you think. Okay, so that's what's happening. We're going to take a look at some things to consider in your writing. If you're bringing up your journal stuff on your phone, that's fine. Otherwise, make sure they're away right now because there's lots of visual stuff for you to take a look at here. CJ, question?
Should we grab a paper now?
Let's do it at the end, okay, when we have some work time. Because this won't take very long, this first part, okay? So things to think about when you're writing about music, okay? So what is the point? What was the question about? Why are you writing about it? And how can you convey that in your first topic sentence, right? So maybe you didn't really think about when you wrote this journal last week about putting sort of a topic sentence, introducing the reader to what you were talking about or what point you're trying to make, okay? So be thinking about the purpose of your paragraph structure. Set it up well so that everything else helps to make that point, okay? Use music terminology to accurately describe the music or your thoughts about the music. So sometimes we're just analyzing the piece. Tell me about what is happening. And other times it's tell me what you think about what is happening, right? But either way, you need to be able to use that music vocabulary to communicate your opinions or what you're listening to, okay? That's another thing that we've been working on a lot. That's why you did that vocabulary terminology sheet and put them into different categories and learn maybe some new words. You can use that as a reference as you're writing, okay? And then the last piece of it is to use evidence from the musical example to support your opinions or statements, right? If you say something is good, but there's nothing to back it up, or you say this one was better, but you don't have specific examples from the music to back that up, it's not very convincing, right? It's just saying ideas without having anything based in the music itself. So how do you use evidence from the music? And that's one of the things that Mr. Lindenberg's going to come in and talk about a little bit. This is what I'm using to look at your work and evaluate your work right now, okay? This is the goal. So 3 sort of main ideas that I'm looking at, besides things like obviously answering the question, right? That's kind of a given. But for all of the things that we've been writing, this is what I'm looking at, okay? So topic sentence. You can kind of see the continuum there. There isn't one. Or all the way on the other side, topic sentence present, correctly placed, and explains the purpose of the writing, right? So this might sound more like an English class right now. That's fine. There's going to be a lot of overlap, right? Communicating about what we hear or what we think. Music vocabulary used correctly throughout. So the goal is to have relevant terminology present throughout the paragraph and understanding of the words being demonstrated through your evidence. So you're not just throwing out a bunch of words like the harmony of the repeat was homophonic and I loved the texture. Like, what does that mean, right? Or you get things where it's like people use the words, but you're definitely not using it the right way. Like the dynamics were very harmonious. You'd be surprised at how many times I see stuff like that just doesn't make sense, right? So making sure that if you use music words, you're using them in a way that makes sense and communicate something about your thoughts, okay? And then that piece, using evidence, right? Use examples or tell me exactly what happened that backs up what you said and connect them back to your point why you're writing in the first place, okay? So this is what I want you to be thinking about when you're writing and when you're helping do some peer editing right now on other people's work. So your job today, and I'll bring this back up as you work. Go to the next slide here. Your job today is going to be to work with a partner, to read each other's work, Now, some of you, even though I know the instructions said use full sentences, didn't use full sentences. I know the instructions said paragraph form. Some of you just wrote bullet points. So you get a chance to revise and make it better. So I want a real paragraph or two with good grammar, proper sentence structure, that paragraph structure of topic sentence, what you're trying to say, and evidence, right? So mark up your original copies, give each other ideas on how to make it better, and then rewrite it as a final draft, and that's what I'm going to grade, and that'll be due next Tuesday. Okay, you can type it if you want to. I've got some lined paper if you'd rather write it.
I
Yes.
didn't type like your edits. Can you just like fix it on the
Yeah,
computer?
that's fine. Yeah, because I'm just going to grade your final draft.
So
Okay,
we don't need to show you. like,
Correct.
the product?
correct. You're working with partners today to make it
I
better.
just want to see the final.
True. Yep.
And is that being turned in on the same like thing?
I'll put a new one out for your final draft. Yep. Good question. So if you're submitting it through Google Classroom, I'm going to make a new place for you to submit that. Otherwise, you can do a hard copy. There's some lined paper up there. If you want to print it out, that's okay too. Okay. Questions? And this is an opinion-based question this week, right? So it's which one did you like better? What did they both do? And which one ultimately did you think did a better job? And some of you, just in reading things, had different ideas than I did or had similar ideas to me, and that's fine. This is all opinion-based. There's not a right or wrong, so long as you use evidence from the music to back up your reasoning. Right? Questions, comments, concerns? All right, then you have some time to work with a partner, or group of 3 is fine, to start editing your work. Final draft due next Tuesday. I'll bring back the rubric, and if you don't have any questions, you can grab your stuff and move around the room and get started.
I did mine